Good evening, everyone, on SpeedGaming 3. Here we're bringing you an exciting race between Spiffy Thomas and Oats and Goats. So, some top tier, better than top tier, the best tier, Super Metroid Map Rando action coming your way. If we look at the ongoing tournament, we have Spiffy Thomas, who was seeded number 2 in the tournament, and is also a very strong competitor in these races that we're having all the time in the Map Random community. And then we have Oats and Goats as the opponent, and everyone knows and loves Oats. Shines the shows some support for Oats in the chat. He's gonna need it come Friday, which is when he has his tournament race against Eddie scheduled. So you're gonna want to tune into that. And they'll be starting in just 10 seconds now. And I'll be ready on the sync button. But we are playing Map Rando Hard Tricky. Those are the settings that everyone's racing these days. It's like a 0.6. The BTOM room. So if you do a first frame jump, you can cross all the BTOMs without getting hit. If you do anything else, then you're going to grabbed and take about 10 damage. But then we have Hellway. Hellway may look spiky and dangerous, but is actually a refill room. So logic says that you get full energy when you go through Hellway. We get an E-Tank first. That usually means it's a filler item. On these settings, there's always a guaranteed filler E-Tank in the first possible filler location. And filler just means that somewhere else is going to be a progression item. But it is possible that this E-Tank is the progression item too. You can't know until you find it. A lot of the time, you just need to go right to ship and you get, say, grapple. Screw attack. Yeah. So let's start tracking, shall we? Screw attack is our item to the right. That makes going back through the bomb blocks a lot faster. Pretty nice. Yeah, checking right door first is really slow. So that's why it's a little more common to see left door checks first. But once you have screw attack, it makes the return path a lot faster. Then Oats doing the wall jumps. Spiffy can do them too. They are a hard level trick. They're pretty difficult. Spiffy can get out of this crouch lock. So it shows that off nicely. With some turnaround angle cancels. So those are when you hold the angle button, you do a turnaround, but before the turnaround finishes, before it gets like halfway through, you stop pressing the angle button, and that will move you a few pixels to the right. A few being 1. Yep. And this is a classic West Ocean left of ship and Fantune at West Ocean seed. The Ripper Climb is a hard level trick, but they already had to do a hard trick to get up here. And that was the wall jumps to Gauntlet. But in the early game, we're going to be keeping track of the hard level tricks. Because we're playing Tricky. And Tricky means that it's going to force the progression item into the most difficult logical location. And that's going to be the hard tricks. The very hard and expert and extreme tricks aren't going to be considered, because we're just playing hard. So using anything particularly difficult being done, that's probably a sequence break. We have a morph ball, so that means the ocean water item is going to be in logic. And I'd bet that that's going to be supers. to give us the super locked item in Upper West Ocean. But the eventual expectation is to get a grapple beam here, because we've seen Everest. Okay. Spring Ball's cool. So Spring Ball also means Upper West Ocean. It's less obvious, though. So you might see some runners take a second to think about it. But this is going to be the middle door of Upper West Ocean. That looked like Oasis in the region to the left. And if we were theory crafting, you actually can use Screw Attack to jump through the door into Oasis and break the bomb blocks, even though it's a water rim. It's actually a collision oscillation level type of trick, meaning that it works on alternating frames. I think it's an expert. Oh, it's just giving us a sequence break here. I don't know if this works. I'd expect it to, but you might need Speed Booster for this amount of runway. We're really hoping that Oates isn't overlooking something and like is choosing to try and make this sequence break. My problem with going up Crab Hole right now is you can't get the map, and so you'd have to do this time losing trick again. Okay, Oates trying for it. Bombs. What's bombs do? Bombs is going to be top right of landing site. So, I think it was the last time Oates was on a weekly restream when he overlooked power bombs for about 20 minutes. Had some shambles. That's what he's here to prove that he can play a strong game, trying to avoid that situation. We need Oates to get to the middle of West Ocean and find his bombs. Okay. So with that, Spiffy takes the lead. And we have some options, it looks like. So Ridley can turn around. Ridley loves to be in Criteria for some reason. But can't do that for a while. You have to come back later. So the logic algorithm is going to give you items that unlock new locations. So that's why I was talking about supers. It's going to specifically unlock the super block in West Ocean. And so that'd be an easy way to just give you a new location. Gravity suit's pretty weird. But I guess we have gravity suit now. Gravity means Everest and also Oasis. So the difference between gravity and grapple is gravity gives you the lower half of Everest, as well as Oasis, like the top door in Oasis. But gravity is set to tend to show up later in logic, like majority of the time. So it's going to try to give you grapple first, if it's possible. Gravity does also give you grapple. Yes. We don't have any missiles yet, so you do want to be aware of that. Because we have seen Fantoon, and now we have easy access to the map. So Crab Hole's really smart. We get X-Ray. X-Ray might mean something. You might see most of the runners, like, really disrespect X-ray, but it does have a place in logic. First off, it is a filler item, so it might not be important, but it is also used for ice clips and snail clips, logically. So whenever you see X-ray, you're going to want to look for ice clips. We are into Brinstar here. So X-ray doesn't seem important, and that means gravity so far hasn't been important. And for it to give you gravity before grapple, it should mean that the bottom left door is logically relevant. So you see that the top middle is Spore Spawn. The bottom right is actually accessible with X-ray, funnily enough. We were just talking about snail clips. Imagine that. So for the snail clip in hard logic, you need gravity, morph, and X-ray. Like normally when you see a snail clip, no one's going to be using X-ray. But logically, it's what you need. And so we're going to see Spiffy show off the snail clip. That looks a pixel high. So there's two tricks you can do for snail clip. One is to, like, frame buffer the positioning of the snail by, like, pressing X-ray over and over so it advances one pixel at a time. When you see someone clip into the snail like that, it means they unmorph too early. And so they get pushed by the ceiling down into the snail. And you actually take damage doing that. With gravity, it'd be 50 damage. Angry snail. That seems good. Maybe not. If you're holding angle with when you try to jump, I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. Okay. I'm gonna call this showing off. Spiffy gonna give us some expert level tech here with an X-ray climb. He's gonna climb right through the wall on the right side. Always love when someone shows off the higher tech. I don't know why he stopped. I think that works. There's 2 pixels that work. If he keeps holding spin, he's gonna knock the snail off the wall. I do a wall jump to get on top of the snail. Oh, there's the problem. Didn't have Morphic Code. That might be low. Charge and high jump. Okay, so unfortunately Spiffing having a lot of struggles with the snail clip. The idea with the Morph and X-ray, like why it's in hard logic, is if you unmorph and then use X-ray to stand up, then that's a 6 pixel window to clip from, but you have to do it from a higher position. And that's pretty low. So, Oats has high jump and charge, which is another way of saying charge and gravity. I really don't like that he's holding angle when trying to crouch jump. When you hold angle while crouch jumping, it just kills the height boost from crouching. So that might be the problem. And I'm also not sure why Spiffy fell out of the wall earlier, instead of continuing up. But we're into Torian on Oats' side. Yeah, it's low. That looks low. That might work. Bottoon? Bottoon technically possible. You can actually shoot charge shots through the wall. I think that works. Just needs to not be holding angle. That should work. And it's supposed to be a little easier once you have high jump too. But high jump is what you get. So Oates finds another map. It's a right side map. We have... That's an item. Does have 5 missiles. That's a lot to think about. But he can get the Sports Spawn super item. I'm not really sure where you go after that. Oh. Turning off gravity suit. So underwater when X-ray climbing, you turn around slower, like it takes longer. So it can be easier to get the stand-up timing when X-ray climbing here. And then for this X-ray climb in particular, you need to look at the snail so that it stops chasing you. And you do that just by facing towards it. The lower major and Torian looks possible. I think the top right major was possible too, but that was really hard to tell. So Spippy is up a screen. You got his high jump. You can fix the camera. And cherry speed. So unfortunately, extremely costly getting that snail clip. Unfortunately, just out of practice on it, I guess. But does get there. Oh, do you have to go through the powerbomb floor in the pre-pillar room? Yeah, can't do that without powerbombs. The scene's been a little bit late on ammo. We don't have supers or powerbombs yet. So, like, the exploration items are going to be like your underwater movement items. In this case, it's gravity suit. There's your heated room items, which is E-tanks currently. And then also you need ammo for the ammo doors, plus the various room locks. Go. Spiffy showing off spring ball. Yeah, when you're running around with one missile pack and that's it, it's very uncomfortable. The way I like to play it is to like refill and always be on 5 missiles. And there's no real enemies that drop missiles nearby either. It has to just figure it out somehow. All these crabs. Crabs are generally great farming enemies, but in this case, it needs missiles. There's a farm room at least. Waivers are pretty decent chance, but I wouldn't count on getting 5. E-tank. So they're pretty similarly deep into the seed right now. Oates has that lead. Has made Auditorian into Meridia. Finds another missile pack. Once you have 2 missile packs, you don't really worry about running out. Grapple beam. I don't have a button for that. Grapple's kind of nice when you have like really bad movement options. But otherwise, its use right now would only be for... There's a few heated rooms that have grapple blocks. And otherwise, it's just a fast way to kill Dragon. Okay, so Spiffy hit the same stuck. There we have power bombs, Imbrant Star Reserve, Ice Beam, and more missiles. Okay, so Oats is kind of well underway now. Has power bombs. Has a good number of missiles. Is just watching out for super doors and heated rooms. So today we have a race of 10 entrants, featuring the likes of Zeb316, Eddie, Biffy Thomas, Oats and Goats, Emmet, Half, Sunwoo Farmer, Black Bambi X, Edible Toaster, and Hemzar. Those are this week's contestants in the race. Who will take it? We'll find out in probably under an hour. This is kind of a 50-ish minute seed. Based on the items that we get. But it's hard to tell, because ammo is pretty light. And those are less common, so harder to judge. Oats runs into the Key Hunter stairs room. So this is a heated room. And that just means it's a big commitment to make this play. He can get out. He can check the top doors. But without a firm, he can't do all of those things. So he's going to go up. And going to take a hit. And going to die. So that's the trick to screw attack. Very powerful item. But if you mishandle it at all, then like a lot of the time you're going through really powerful enemies, just instantly killing them. At least in this case. And just takes that 50 damage, 100 damage even, from a Key Hunter. Normally they do 200. In Map Rando, Gravity Suit gives half damage reduction. Okay. So it has power bombs, and that means it's going to reevaluate the majors that you've seen. And Spiffy is just going to be looking around for items. Our tower's pretty good. You get to follow high jump. If we're looking at the logic chain, then it was gravity to X-ray to high jump. With charge probably not being important right now. All the beams are technically filler, as well as X-ray. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to pay close attention to them. But once you find like 4 beams, then you should like be aware of what logic is wanting you to do. Because once you have 4 beams, then you can be expected to kill stronger enemies with your beam. So we get Wave here. Wave's best beam. Oats is very happy. Give us some wiggles of happiness there. But it doesn't really unlock anything. It does unlock the Batu fight. And charge also lets him kill Croc. So I would enjoy that logic chain. I don't know who's with me. But this could be a logical reverse Batu into Croc fight. It may be possible that Oats has an emote featuring Croc. Yeah, we've seen Spore Spawn not on a critical path, so not too likely to see that. And GT as well, we've already passed. And here it is. Oats is going to give us the reverse Batu fight. So this is done with charge and wave. Lets you shoot through the wall. You want to mostly watch out for when Batu appears in this right hole. Because the acid shot is kind of difficult to dodge. There are safer ways to play this. One would be screw attacking. Okay, so Spiffy found some Metroids. Okay, kind of interesting. Keep an eye on what Spiffy's up to. But that is Bottoon down. And then we have Coliseum. So Lower Door Coliseum had a green door on it, and that's why he had to take the top door. And then just gonna grapple through Coliseum. Has gravity, keep it easy. And we'll shortly be in the Croc. Spiffy finds some heated rooms. So Spiffy's running with the colorblind style doors. So they're going to look a little bit off. That's for improved visibility. And there's a farm spot up here. There's Croc. Yeah, so colorblind doors, it's a setting that can be turned on in the customization page of the randomizer. Speed Booster. Speed Booster is an item you generally want, because there are rooms that just require speed to get through. Not too many of them, but they do come up sometimes in seeds that you just need speed to finish the seed. Croc, the speedrunner's best friend here. And then on the opposite side, we have Shack Tool. What's the opposite of Speed Booster? Because that's what Spiffy's about to get. No, Spazer. So we are playing a community weekly race. So you can't just think of it as a pickup race. It just has no real meaning to it. Just for fun. There's 10 people in this race. And we're just featuring these two. They're chosen because they're evenly matched. Like very evenly matched, especially by race time points. So this doesn't have any connection to the tournament or anything. We're just here to have fun. But speaking of the tournament, Oats is still in it. Oats and Goats. It's gonna be racing Eddie this Friday. Okay. I am okay on tracking. So, this tournament. Is that right? Yep, 2 p.m. September 13th. And they're going to be running all 3 in a row. That is a Various suit, and that requires a super missile that Oats does not have. Cannot get the hollow here because he'd die. Going down is very risky. This must be reset play. Power bombs. Okay, there's big knowledge that varies down there. Unfortunately, it's probably possible to know that that was Mission Impossible Room based on the map tiles. The map tiles are set up where you can identify the individual rooms by looking at the map. Given that you put in enough practice and time and really studied your Super Metroid more than the average runner. So gonna take some time lost going all the way down there to investigate that. Did get the scout on the hollow. The hollow could have been the intended super pack. It's just not with that health. At this point, we're still looking for what to do. It's a little hard not having supers, because there are green doors around. Spiffy didn't really... Well, Spiffy only just got wave. But we see that's what enabled us to go through Bottoon. Okay, I like this. Going for a Phantom. I don't know what else there is to see top right of ship. Don't quite remember. But they have missiles now. Phantom's completely safe and doable and gives a map. So that's a good time to be clearing bosses. And like the other options aren't really good. That's the big thing. Going Bottoon to Croc to Major is on its own really slow for one Major. But it did turn into Speed Booster and was actually very logically interesting. So it wouldn't be surprising if speed ended up being really important. We did run into Croc Speedway at one point. That was up Keanu Stairs. I was doing a little bit of an extended Doppler. Has practiced the one-round Phantom kill, but doesn't have any supers. Okay, and that's a boss kill. A point on the board. And the big difference between the two racers right now is the speed booster that Oats has. But also Oats has more information. Has been running around longer. Spiffy has different information. So this save does make sense. You save here to reset from the map and save a few screens. And we'll see what Criteria has. We're 31, almost 32 minutes in. So Crate Major. How does that room work? That's the sand room. So there's some nice looking items here. Hollows are still big, and there's a lot of hollows that all look reachable. Like I don't see any green doors here. So you pick up items there until you get a super pack plus the Crate Major. And then I don't think you collect more hollows. But it does depend on how much energy you want. I think it's too late in the seed to go for a super finish, an ammo finish. On the other hand, if like these were all supers because we're kind of late in logic, that'd be something. At this moment, you would like a way to kill Ridley. And that's only happening if the Major is Varia. But then you would do the Ridley fight. If it's anything else, then we're going to be leaving. Well, I guess it could be Plasma, and these could be, like, 5e tanks. That'd be possible. Spiffy Thomas, the first of supers. I guess 2 of them. Oats. Falling behind. Also only found 1 super pack. So, a less effective play by Oats. How will he recover? Oh, right, we know where Varia is. Varia is not close. Varia's in Torian, behind Mission Impossible. Interesting. Unfortunate. Oats is going to be saving some time here. We're expecting the quick kill. Anyone can miss it. I don't know. The initial stand-up is long enough that Spiffy still gets the kill first. So Spiffy doesn't know about Varia. And Spazer. If it were Plasma, we could think about Ridley. And like collect those 5e tanks. But Spazer is not nearly as good. So the full beam fight for Ridley is like half as good as the super fight, the full super fight. And the full Spazer fight is a third as good as the full beam fight. So, let's see, you need like 4 tanks for supers, you double it for beam, and you triple it for Spazer beam. So we're not too close. We're going to be leaving Ridley behind again. Spiffy made up time by skipping the lower holodots. Those aren't really that useful. If Oats is staying for hollows, I'd call it a mistake. So we know that there's 2 more super packs. But I don't think you can do it. Let's see. If every hollow is favorable, is it possible? E-Tank is good. Reserve is okay. Needs another super pack. With another super pack, Ripley's doable. But if this doesn't work, then it's effectively just lost time. On the other hand, Oats knows about Varia. So knows that Varia isn't going to be... At this point, you're skipping Varia. You have to. If you're going to be getting all these hollows. I think these hollow pickups are a Varia skip play. Spiffy is going directly to Varia. And that's kind of just stronger. Or does he go to speed first? Oh yeah, shortcut? No? I don't know. Croc isn't that slow. Call seems kind of slow. But is able to skip platoon now. So yeah, in Torian, the top left item, where Croc is Speed Booster. And the bottom left item, where Spiffy's going, is Varia Suit. Varia is locked by a super missile, for missile block. And Oats did not have those at the time. Spiffy does. Giving us the Mission Impossible escape. Very nice. It's a faster way out. So it depends how much you value Speed Booster, mostly, if you pick up more majors. Yeah, actually, there's only 3 more on Spiffy's side. 3 more majors on both sides. but Croc is pretty slow. So if Croc has Plasma, I don't think you save time. Open the door, huh? If this is a save play, then it's way too slow. It's a taunt the door play. Oats. Okay, so Oats is Act Ridley. This is definitely doable. This shouldn't be too hard even. And that means Oats is to Ridley before Spiffy. I think Spiffy's going to Ridley too. So if Oats doesn't get hit, it should be easy fight. But we'll see. Looking good so far. Hasn't been using the missiles. The missiles are really efficient damage compared to Beam, and that's because he wasn't getting pogos, I think. At this point, needs to count how many charge shots have hit. I think it was 2 or 3, and so like you subtract your missile count from that. Okay, no problem. Yeah, between the missiles and the supers had the damage for Ridley, and it was almost all in supers. So it might be possible to do that on 4 and 1. I'd guess. With a clean fight. So that means Oats doesn't need any more items. And then also, Oats has more supers, which are better damage. So this is going to be a safer fight on Spiffy's side, but slower. I was saying before that supers are like 6 times the damage rate of this beam. And then I'd also say that Oats has the safer endgame by having speed booster. But as far as I know, we don't know the final endgame route that's going to come up. Does it say we don't know if they need speed or not? But we did see the Croc Speedway here. That is a thing that happened. And it leads directly to the map. And Spiffy did not get the Meridian map. I am fairly sure. So in the middle of the game, they kind of diverged. Did some Torian stuff, and Spiffy did Meridian stuff. And I don't think the Meridian stuff paid off at all. We see that Norfair is here. So Norfair is going to be the next stop. So it's in there. I feel like we've done everything that's been possible. Oh, there's Mother Brain. Let's make a mental note of that. We're looking for a Dragon. Okay, so we see Mother Brain. That means we just need Dragon. That's going to be a trip up through Norfair. And Oats is ahead. Oats got some value off of Speed Booster with the map. So I don't know if he stays in Meridia if he does happen to run into a Norfair portal. But it's going to take quite a bit longer to get through here. And then also the map for Norfair is just right here. So this should be good too. Dragon is in wreck ship. How about that? This is the check to see if you missed something. Because how is Dragon that far out? Maybe now's a good time to talk about metagaming. Someone in this race has finished. And so that's when you wonder, how can the final thing I need be so far away? And someone has finished already. You start to doubt yourself and where did things go wrong? See that Oats is ahead in the 1v1. Yeah, we've looked over every map we've seen so far, and that means it's going to be in a new area we haven't been to yet. And that just has to be Rickship. And I'm seeing some long hallways here. So Speed Booster going to be saving some time. Pew. So, give us some execution here through Rickship. And this is Attic. Imagine that. Rickship right into Attic. This is even randomized. And then surely the final zone. Down. Okay. Oats has enough health that like ignoring all the heat damage is completely fine, I think. Even without a Crystal Flash. This is 7+3 tanks. Jumping on the Gold Pirates will do 100 damage. In vanilla be 50. Oh, how about that? So just blind found the boss they needed. So what kind of kill do we get? Speed kill. Ammo kill's possible, but not likely. With the super. Going for a speed ammo kill, actually. That's actually kind of bad. Did take a lot of contact damage, so it's not like he was saving health. It was a little bit slower than a grapple kill. And most importantly, lost half of his supers. And the supers are going to be a lot stronger damage than Oats' beam. We are playing with a setting where supers do double damage to Mother Brain. So they're going to be really efficient damage still. And you do want to hold on to them. Going to be saving a lot of time on the final fight. But a lot of time is still only a few seconds. And Spiffy trailing a little bit. Let's save. So that save before entering Rickship is good if you have to go very far for the map, and then Dragon is at the start. And Dragon is at the start. So just gonna lose a few seconds to that. A little bit similar with Spiffy using supers on the turrets. Not too likely to get a full refill off of Dragon drops, and these supers are going to carry into the Mother Brain fight. Does not have speed. But I would expect a grapple kill. If it's a grapple kill, then using ammo doesn't actually speed up the fight at all. And does actually slow down your Mother Brain fight. So I didn't like that decision to use ammo at all. Ring ball. Okay. Not getting drops either. I take that to mean Spiffy doesn't value supers. Okay, do we see any speed locks here? Decor room doesn't matter. There's some heat. Oates' health is low. It's kind of the only way that this turns around is if Oates takes a dove. This is a farm room. This is Batcave. It's not a fantastic farm because you're taking heat damage the entire time. But it's pretty good. Because it's 5 enemies at a time. The other thing that is currently happening... Oh, nice ammo refill. Is Oates doesn't have full supers, so he's going to be getting super drops, and that's going to slow down the energy refill. And just make that part take longer. And so going to be losing time here instead of on Mother Brain. Due to having fewer supers. Nope, doesn't look like any speed locks there. So, Oates in the lead. Already in Meridia. They both taken the refills already. There is more heat to go. It gives us Shine Spark through Pillar Room. Very fast. Jumping through Screw Tack might not seem that much slower, but it is. Save purely for safety. Not expecting him to need it. But might be worried about taking a lot of heat damage on the way. You need 600 health without Varia to survive the Rainbow Beam. Has 7 tanks and 3 reserves, which is a lot. Yeah, this is just a community race. There's no best of 1s, best of 3s, or any of that. These are just 2 racers who we're showcasing. And if you like them, you can even give them a follow. That is not them. Update. Refresh. Update. Who am I? Okay, I am Dem Gaming and Moon Risen Phoenix. I recognize Smile Fires. You can follow that smile. Shoutouts to all the SpeedGaming volunteers who make the network happen. It's a lot of work supporting so many communities. Shoutouts to speedrun communities. I guess the bot command's not working. So on the left we have Spiffy Thomas. Plays a lot of Map Rando. I don't know, very good at it. Mostly plays Extreme Seeds actually, as well as other variety games. And then the opponent is Oats and Goats, just finished him out of the brain. 80% world record holder, Super Metroid. Plays map rando constantly, but usually on these settings. We're playing hard, tricky seeds. So this is into the escape. 106 left. So we're in an escape state. That means you're given all the items. A fairly close finish. Spiffy can be in the brain fight. So you're going to be in the escape before it's done. So that's why we're seeing space jump here. As soon as you get hyper beam, you get all the majors. So there's a fun mode the map rando has called Escape Start, and that's when you begin at this escape sequence and just run over and over. And it's kind of similar to vanilla speedruns, where you have a route and you come up with strats and just try to execute. There's a period where Oats and I and some others ran a few seeds like that, and it really helps with your movement because you're coming up with strats and practicing it. But that's gonna be Oats entering the ship 55:16. Pretty solid time. My estimate was a 50-minute seed, so a little bit behind that. And then as soon as he finishes Spiffy in the escape, maybe I'll give him a done. Yeah, Oats finished. It happened. So now we get to follow Spiffy through the escape as well. So it's just a minute. You get about 50% extra time than what the game thinks is required. So that's why the escape timer is not too tight. But if you're someone who can barely do a hard seed, then it's gonna be a hard escape, a difficult escape. It's kind of how map rando's set up, where you can customize it to your ability. You can challenge yourself. You can play seeds that you're fully capable of doing fast and efficiently. That's kind of what these settings are about. These runners, they're capable of doing the hardest types of tricks, have good speedrun times. So putting them into hard seeds, they're gonna be able to do it. Just pull off all the tricks first try and go fast. That's part of the fun of this mode. Again, there's Spiffy, 56. So, we'll see if they want to talk about it. We have, first place was Eddie with a 42. So Eddie found the route. I don't know what the route was, but he found it. I don't know if it gets Very or not, because Very is a detour. Then we have Zeb in second with 48. Emit third with a 54. Oats with a 55. Spiffy with a 56. High 56, though. So third, fourth, and fifth, pretty close together. And then the rest are still running. I don't know what Eddie did. Just trying to speculate. Variolus. Oh, Oats did Variolus. Who are we talking about? Why aren't you in here, Spiffy? Oats is here. Where's Spiffy? Yeah. Yeah, come in. Please come in. Yep. This has been Super Metroid Map Rando Community Race 4th placer. Oats and Ghosts joining me here. If he's still in the setup room.
Hi.
Welcome. And welcome.
That was fun.
GG Oats. Nice race.
GG. Yeah, looks like we got smoked, but yeah, it was a little bit weird. I kind of made a couple of funny mistakes, and I overlooked some things. Like when I got spring ball, I was like, "What the heck am I supposed to do?" Oh yeah, I can, spring ball things now. But then yeah, it looks like I did peek Varia, so I knew it was there, but I couldn't grab it. I was hoping that was like super missiles, but even if it was, I couldn't really escape. So yeah, I could kind of just some bad routing on my behalf, and then I think after that, it took me quite a while to get back to Criteria. So I don't know what kind of routing you did.
My kind of routing was a bunch of shambles at the beginning. I went a little too far to the left in Criteria in the beginning. Went all the way to the all the way to Everest, and then just reset because we didn't have anything.
Yeah,
my routing
I did similar,
yeah, my routing in general was after clearing everything in Criteria that we could, and I went down to Torian first, and I went to go get the Torian map. It was kind of a shambles because the majors were there, but we couldn't get any of them. It was all two of them were super locked, and the other one was power bomb locked. So ended up leaving, going back to Meridia, found the first logical power bombs, went back for the major we could get there, and then it ended up just being wave beam. So that was kind of tragic there. Eventually, I decided to go back up to the top right of Criteria after I got wave beam because I knew I needed power bomb to get up there. It was just so far away, and I knew Ridley was over there too. So I was like, okay, there's a good chance I might find supers over here and just unlock everything over here first. And turns out that going back as soon as you got power bombs was the correct play.
Yeah, which I didn't do either. I was kind of a little bit tunnel visioned on the left side there, but I did kill Crocomire for that item, and yeah, it was kind of some dumb peaks, kind of some gambles, but yeah.
What was over there, Croc?
Speed booster, I think. Yeah.
It was speed? Yeah. Okay, well, I completely skipped. I was like, I can do everything right now. No, we don't need that. There's no way that's going to be speed, right? That's probably space jump or something like that. I was like, oh, it's massive shambles. That's kind of a crazy one.
Yeah, but yeah, it was fun.
Came down to a 50-50. It was like, do you go back right away or do you keep going forward? I think we both just kept going forward.
Yeah.
So actually, you were both in Criteria at the exact same time. Killed Kraid exact same time.
Oh wow, okay.
Second ahead of the supers.
Yeah, but you had speed by then, right?
Yeah, by then Oats had speed.
Yeah.
And then you also made a significant divergence at that point. Where Oats had the Varia knowledge. He went and got all the hollows that were in the area. I assume that's why you did it, to skip Varia.
Yeah,
and then
I knew
Sticky went and just happened to find Varia and came back.
So looking at the top right of Criteria, all those circles, are they just useful supers and tanks?
There was quite a few supers, yeah. I had 25 and 30, so I turned around at the West Ocean super block item, which was supers. Said if it's supers, I'm just going to turn around and kill Ridley, and then, yeah.
Nice. That's a good call. I kind of threw away about 5 minutes in the beginning, though, because after we got Brimstar map, I saw those two items at Aqueduct, and I knew I could get them. I had X-ray, we had Gravity for the snail clip, and I shambled for a long time there.
Yeah.
Probably threw away a good 4 or 5 minutes or so, but
I think your problem is that you were holding angle when you were jumping. That was killing your crouch jump.
Snap.
Okay, yeah, you can't hold angle on crouch jump.
I forgot that. I'm used to the other clip where you're supposed to jump through, like the wreck ship shaft one, where you're supposed to hold angle for that.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're not supposed to hold angle for that because it's the exact same. Okay, anyway.
You use angle to get stuck in the floor, then you let go.
Yep.
Throw him for content.
Yes, he ended up X-ray climbing.
I did X-ray climb.
Yeah,
did
well,
I
The
actually
aqueduct.
I got the first one and I bailed on it. I was like, man, this is way too slow. I know I can snail clip. I know I can. I just kept holding angle. Man, you live and you learn.
Yep, that was a good good game, and yeah, thanks for hosting it, Aussie.
Oh yeah, it's a
Appreciate it.
doozy. GG's to Oats Goats once again. Thank you, Aussie, for tracking and commentating and stuff like that and setting up this restream. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks both of you for being here, and we look forward to Oates' race on Friday against Eddie as we continue on with the Map Rando tournament.
Yeah, hopefully I perform better than I did today against Eddie, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be tough. So
So good luck with that. And with that, I guess we're gonna be done here. This has been the Community Weekly Super Metroid Map Rando just community race. We do these Wednesday and Saturdays, so you can check us out on SpeedGaming. And then also the tournament that I've been talking about. It's in its final stages. So gonna have a match this Friday, and then 2 weeks to do 3 rounds of matches after that. So yeah, watch the schedule for those as they get scheduled. But once again, you can follow the runners that we had: Oats and Goats, Spiffy Thomas. I've been Aussie 101, and we're all done here for tonight. So see you all next time, and enjoy your evening.